Hello everyone, this is problem 11-9, which is assigned in your chapter 11 homework, and I usually get a lot of questions on this one, so I thought I would make a video this semester and just describe to you what they had in mind for this question. So you can see that I have the standard prices and units and so on and so forth in the orange section here, and then the actuals are in blue. This was all given to me in the problem, so if you look on page this semester it's page 501, then you'll see that the first section gives you direct material, direct labor, variable manufacturing overhead on a total, as well as a per set. Okay, so in other words, direct materials are $22.40 per set. Now I have taken the extra step and tried to calculate this. Well, I did actually calculate this on what that meant per set per direct material as well as per direct labor. So in other words, I had a standard that I should have spent for direct materials of $42,560. And again, you can see that in the first orange box up over here, and that meant that the standard per set of covers was $22.40. So my additional step that I took here was how much was that per yard, and so what I did is I said, well, it's $22.40 per set, and each set should use 5.6 yards of material, so I just divided that to say that that was $4 per yard. Okay, so the same goes with the direct materials. The direct materials are $9 per hour, and each of them is going to take 1.5 standard hours, so you divide the 9 by the 1.5 to get that on a in this case it's per hour. Okay, so that one is on a per yard and that's on a per hour, so those are going to come in handy in a little while. And then these were just the standards down here, so this is where the standard hours per set comes in, and that's the amount of yards. Okay, so let's come down over here to the material price and quantity variance, which is the first part. So they gave me this figure of $45,600 as the amount that I had spent on my direct materials. Now they had also told me that I had purchased 12,000 yards with that $45,600. So I simply multiplied that. That's why there's a little asterisk there so that you can see that the $45,600 that I spent purchasing 12,000 yards works out to be $3.80 a yard. There's that little asterisk right there. Okay, so then to find the actual price variance, then I just take that 12,000 yards that I purchased and I come up with the $4 for the actual price. Now remember, where did I get that? Well, I took the $22.40, which was the standard, and I divided that by the number of yards that were taken up per set, because that was that $22.40 is on a per set, but I don't really want to calculate that on a per set. I need to calculate that on a yardage basis. So that's where I got my $4 there. So you can see there's two asterisks there, and that's what I've described up there. And you can also see that that's what I attempted to do here. So I don't know if I confused you or made it more straightforward, but that's what I get down here. So then I take my 12,000 times my $4 and I come up with $48,000. So then the price variance is simply the difference between $45,600 and the $48,000. Okay, now the next part, this is again where people get a little tripped up. They go, standard quantity, what is that? So I've tried to describe that down here, and basically what that means is how many yards should I have used producing my 2,000 covers. So since each of them takes 5.6 yards according to the standard, then how many yards should I have used when I manufactured those 2,000 covers? So that's where I come up with the 11,200. Okay, how many yards should I have produced when I produced 2,000 covers? So you can see that that's where that calculation comes from. And that 5.6 yards of material is given to me. So all I have to do is take it and multiply, okay? And then this $4 that I calculated down here simply transfers over here. I take my 11,200 times the $4 to come up with this. The actual quantity times the standard price less the standard quantity at the standard price gives me my quantity variance. Okay, so that's where that is. All right, let's move on to the labor rate variance. So again, I need to calculate these on a per unit and a per hour rather than on a per set, which was given to me. So again, in the problem, it gives me the fact that I spent $18,200 on direct labor and I had worked 2,800 direct labor hours. So that was given to me. So I simply calculated the $6.50. 18,200 divided by 2,800 is $6.50. So far, so good. Okay, then I come over here and I didn't transfer that 2,800 because I knew that was my actual hours. And then here I come up with my standard rate. And again, what is my standard rate? It's nothing more than the $9 per hour, which if you don't mind, I'm going to come back up over here to kind of ground us. Okay, so that was my direct labor standard hours. That's what I pay, but that's on a per set basis. So I really need to turn that around and calculate that on a per hour or on an hourly basis. So that's where I put, okay, so on a, it's $9 to pay my laborers to make a set, and each set takes a 1.5 hours, right? So an hour and a half. So that's where I get the $6 per hour. So if you think about that and chew on that, that'll make sense in a little while. So that's where I get my $6. So then I took my 2,800 times my $6, and that's where I come up with the 16,800. So to come up with that rate variance, then I simply take the 18.2 minus the 16.8. All right, so I won't make those simple calculations because I know you can do that. Now, here's the next one. So you can see these ones in red are really thinking questions. So where in the heck do I get my standard hours? Again, if you think about this, the standard hours are what I should have worked when I produced those 2,000 sets. Remember, that was how many actual sets I manufactured. So how many hours should I have worked producing those 2,000? Well, remember my standard is 1.5 hours, so you can see that's where my 1.5 is. So I took my 2,000 times my 1.50 to come up with the 3,000. Excuse me, I just misspoke, so I want to correct myself. It was 2,800 hours that I worked, and again, that was given to me, so the 2,800 hours times the 1.5 hours per set, and that's how many standard hours I should have worked producing those 2,000 sets. Okay, so I just misspoke there just a little bit, but anyway, I produced 2,000 sets, so I should have worked 3,000 hours to produce those, okay? Hopefully that makes sense. And there's my $6 that transferred over here. So then my standard hours times my standard rate is 18,000. So I take that minus that to come up with my efficiency variance. Alrighty, let's go down to the